Wild West History Association is here at the Center Point Cemetery, which is in Center Point, Texas. There's more Texas Rangers buried in this cemetery than any other cemetery in the state of Texas. Now I'm gonna go over here to the historical marker, and I'm gonna get real close. But I'm not going to linger, so if you want to read it, which you should, it's very interesting, just hit the pause button on your whatever device that you're using to view this video. And we're going to walk back in here. We're hunting the grave of Andrew Jackson Sowell, I guess is how you pronounce it. He was a Texas Ranger back in the 1870s, a very famous Texas Ranger who was also a writer. He loved to write about his adventures. And he really concentrated on the shortage of food, what they ate, what they could not eat, what they couldn't find, what they couldn't catch. I mean, at one time they were trapped at this one location. It was a flood. They couldn't get across the creek. The water was flowing too fast. I think one sergeant came back in with a catfish that was 1.5 pounds that lasted for, that's all they had for one supper. And I mean, 7 guys, 1.5 pounds of catfish. And I imagine that was before it was including bones and the head and the tail. Of course, they probably ate the whole thing. But anyway, they'd go out trying to find, the next morning they'd had nothing for breakfast. They'd go out hunting again. One day a guy came back in, one of the Rangers, with a turkey. That lasted one meal. I mean, they really had a hard time finding food, and nobody really ever talks about that, about the hardships that these guys went through. I mean, there wasn't even a Dollar General at the time. But that's how it was back in the days of the frontier. Well, here's his grave right here. That didn't take long. He's buried up here at the front of the cemetery. Andrew Jackson Sowell. And you know who he was named after. Andrew Jackson. I mean, I'm assuming that's who he's named after. I'd just be about willing to bet on it. The famous man, president in the Battle of New Orleans. I mean, go on and on about that man. He was quite a man. Anyway, here's the Texas Ranger cross next to his grave. And so here we found Andrew Jackson. Come visit him sometime. I'm sure he'd love to have you here. Center Point Cemetery, Center Point, Texas, which is northwest of San Antonio, probably, I don't know, I won't say an hour. How about that? That's it. Hope you enjoyed it.